Let's now go across to Bengal and Odisha. It is the Cyclone Dana that has made a landfall in the coast of Odisha, unleashing heavy rainfall, gust winds across the coastal districts of Bengal and Odisha. Now, the storm center has been about 20 kilometers north of Odisha's Dhamra, progressing west-northwest toward northern part of it. Now, it is likely, as prediction is coming in from the Met Department, that the cyclonic storm will weaken, but the severe weather already reportedly has caused extensive damage in Bhadrak and Dhamra. Numerous tree falls, structural damage reported. For now, remember, all the educational institutions have been shut. Precautionary measures have taken. Where required, evacuations have also been done. Odisha Chief Minister Mohan Charan Maji and Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee actively monitoring the status. India Today is on the ground, remember, at a time like this to give you a first-hand report about what is unfolding specifically from Bengal and Odisha coast. Remember, these are cyclonic strong winds of over 100 to 150 kilometers an hour right now, apart from heavy rainfall.
It's very difficult to stand here as the wind speed is around 100 to 110 kilometers, gusting to 120 kilometers, and rain is also happening here. And let me tell you, the landfall process is continuing at the moment at Dhamra, and I am at Dhamra, and you can see conditions behind me here, and right now the tail of the storm, the rear portion of the storm is passing through this region. There are three sections of a storm. Front section had already entered at around 11:30 in the night, and then eye of the storm that has already passed, and this is the rear portion, the tail of the storm, which is passing, and it will continue. The landfall process will continue till 1 to 2 hours. After that, it will gradually weaken into a cyclonic storm. Right now, it is a severe cyclonic storm, and so far the news we are getting that several trees have been uprooted, several lampposts, several signboards have been uprooted in Bhadrak city, in Dhamra, in Bhitarkanika, and in several coastal areas.
It's 1 o'clock at night and Cyclone Dana has begun to make its landfall. It's been confirmed by the Indian Meteorological Department. At around 11:30 at night, the cyclone process began the landfall at the Odisha coast near the Dhamra port, and we are here in the West Bengal coastline at Digha in East Midnapur, and you can see the sea condition extremely choppy as the landfall process has begun on the entire eastern coastal region between Bengal and Odisha. According to the IMD, the cyclone was about 50 kilometers away from the Odisha coast when the landfall process began, and the IMD claims that the entire process will take the whole of tonight until 25th October morning, when the process will come to an end. So very choppy sea conditions right now on the eastern coast right now, and accompanied by very heavy winds. 100 to 110 kilometers per hour is what the IMD has predicted, with gusting winds going up to 120 kilometers per hour is what is expected. Severe precautions have been taken by the Odisha as well as the Bengal government in light of the landfall of the cyclone, and one will only be able to assess damages, if any, in the morning when the sunlight comes out.
Now it is about 15 kilometers north of Dhamra and 30 kilometers northwest of Habelikhati camp, that is in Bhitarkanika. And now the current intensity is severe cyclonic storm, and wind speed is about 100 to 110 km per hour, gusting to 120 km per hour. And the landfall process would continue for next 1 to 2 hours. It is likely to move nearly west-northwestward across North Odisha and weaken gradually into a cyclonic storm.
So the Honorable Chief Minister reviewed the cyclone arrangements and assessed the situation. The landfall is supposed to happen anytime between 1 to 6 p.m. in Kendrapada district. people have been evacuated and taken to cyclone shelters where cooked meal is being provided and other arrangements have been made. And large number of our ODRAF teams, relief teams, teams with equipment to ensure that roads are open, electricity is restored, telecommunication is restored for tomorrow have all also been activated.
शासन का जो भी डायरेक्टिव है उसको थोड़ा मान के चलिए, ज़्यादा वेंचर सी में कोई ना करे। अभी सी अभी भी अशांत है, उतना ज़्यादा शांति नहीं है, तो जो नाव फिशरमैन वो लोग वेंचर ना करे सी में। और लोगों को भी एडवाइजरी दिया गया है कि बारिश में ज़्यादा ना निकले, अपना घर को सुरक्षित रखें, अपने बच्चे और बूढ़ों को और जो भी वल्नरेबल है उनको सुरक्षित रखें।
So let's go on the ground then, because remember, India today at a time like this is right there on the ground to help you understand what this cyclonic storm is looking like. You looked at the ground reports through the night sent in by our colleagues Anupam Mishra in Odisha and Indrajit Kundu from Bengal. Let's go across to Bengal right now. Indrajit, where are you presently? Wow, I can look at all the details that you're sending and it looks like the winds are very strong even now. What is the morning looking like for Bengal, Indru?
Well, good morning from Digha, Pooja. It's very, very overcast as well as very windy as well. We are on the coastal areas of West Bengal in Digha, East Midnapur. There's a popular tourist spot. The promenade, of course, is completely empty today. All the hotels in Digha have been evacuated and tourists were told in the last 48 hours to leave this tourist town. Last night was very, very choppy. You can see even the sea condition right now is extremely choppy. I'll ask Satyaki to show very heavy winds right now. It's drizzling. Sometimes the rainfall is very, very heavy. Extremely overcast conditions. This is going to continue all through the day. As the IMD has said, 11:30 last night is when the landfall process began. And since then, it was about to take place for 4 to 5 hours constantly. So, major part of the landfall is over on the Odisha-Bengal coast, mostly through Odisha, but Bengal, of course, is also bearing the brunt of Cyclone Dana across South Bengal districts. Today, we would see very heavy rainfall, and this is not just in East Midnapur district, which is going to have more impact, but also in South 24 Pargana and North 24 Pargana districts, and of course Kolkata. Till about 9 a.m. this morning, airport operations have remained suspended at the Kolkata airport, and there are some restrictions in the suburban railway run by the Eastern Railway in the city. But as you see, it's clearly visible that the sea condition is extremely choppy. There is a concern that in low-lying areas there might be some amount of high tide. In Kolkata there might be some amount of flooding in certain low-lying areas. So these are the concerns. And also, since all through last night the landfall process was taking place, and therefore it was accompanied by very heavy winds, gusty winds, and heavy rainfall. This morning only the administration will be assessed how the situation overall panned out all through the night, and has there been any casualty. We haven't heard of any casualty so far, any untoward incidents so far, thankfully, because there was an alert way ahead of time, and therefore more than 1.5 lakh people were evacuated here in West Bengal. But the rainfall and the heavy winds will continue all through the day before it dissipates, perhaps later half of the day.
Indrajit, to you and to the video journalists with you, stay safe, stay cautious, because I can see the winds are very strong, and I'll come back to you in just a short while. And Anupam Mishra from Odisha, Indrajit Kundu and our teams on the ground getting you these ground reports.